Yes guys, welcome back to Blades Focus. I'm Red, and today, as it's midweek, we've got another tier list for you. And in today's video, we're doing a tier list of every single Sheffield United home shirt from 1992. So if you know me, you know I love football shirts just as much as football itself, so I thought why not mix the two. I'm just doing the home shirts in this video. Of course, I'll have another video with the away and the thirds. Just before we get into this video, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, leave this video a like, and go follow my social, leave links in the description to our TikTok, my X, and my Instagram. On TikTok and Instagram, I post daily videos about football in general, football shirts, and Sheffield United. So if that's the sort of content you want to see, go follow the links in my description and go follow them pages. As you can see on the screen now, we've got 30 home shirts to go through 5 categories to put them in. Obviously, utter draw speaks for itself. Then we've got average, solid effort, elite, and then GOAT. Obviously, for the GOAT category, only one of them shirts will be going in, so watch to the end to find out which. I'm going to go in reverse chronological order, so the newest shirts first, then the oldest last. Starting off with the 2025-26, the current home shirt. It's a solid effort. I don't mind this shirt, it's not too awful, the main bit's alright. And I really like the cuffs on the sleeve with like the blade design, it's just so unique. I love when a shirt just embraces the culture of the club and adds something a bit different. But my main concern with this is the collar. I don't like how it doesn't go all the way round. I'm not a fan of the solid back rather than the red and white stripes carrying on. I get there's some regulations about the back, but the home shirt last season had red and white stripes on the back as well. So whether they're new for this season or we just chose to have a solid back, I'm not too sure about that one. But overall, for me, it's a solid effort. For the 2024-25 home shirt, I've gone for elite. I'm a massive fan of this home shirt. I think the only thing that lets it down is the sponsor. At first, I thought it was quite naff, to be honest, but it's grown on me over time. I just love the red, the white, and the black stripes on this one. It just looks so effective. And especially towards the bottom with the rose effect on them red stripes, it's just so brilliant. I've got to say, in terms of recent home shirts, this one is definitely right up there as one of my favourites. And it's probably the best home shirt we've had under area. For the 2023-24 home shirt, it's going in utter dross. I'm not a fan of this one at all. I don't know what they were thinking with this one, to be honest. It's only about 3 stripes on the front. And the stripes are so thick, it just doesn't look like a Sheffield United shirt, really. The design of the collar and the cuffs aren't too bad, but I'm not a fan of the collar shape. I just think it's quite poor, to be honest. There's not too much done with it. It's quite boring. And in my opinion, it's definitely one of our worst home shirts. Moving on to the 2022-23 home shirt, this is in elite as well. In a way, this is a similar design to the 24-25 home shirt with the red, white, and black stripes. And I think this one's executed very well. The sponsor fits the shirt perfectly. It's up there, one of my favourite home shirts in recent years. Of course, I'm wearing it now. I think shirts that are associated with good seasons, of course, make them look better. And of course, in the 2022-23 season, we had some brilliant players to help us get promotions, such as Ndai, McBurney, and McAtee. In my opinion, it's definitely an elite shirt. For the 2021-22 shirt, it's in solid effort. I mean, when someone asks you what a Sheffield United shirt should look like, it's something like this. It's one of them. It's quite a bog standard shirt. It's nice to look at, but it is unimaginative. And I'd say it's a very safe home shirt, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think with some Sheffield United home shirts, the stripes are quite disproportioned, but on this shirt, I think they're proportioned quite well. For the 2020-21 shirt, it's gone in utter dross. When you look at our home shirts, I don't think there's too many shirts that are really bad, but this is one of them. I mean, who at the club has signed this off because it's god awful. I think the best place to start with this shirt is the shoulders. Why is it so wide? I get that this Adidas template was quite popular in that season, but doesn't top it being shit. And it makes no sense why the stripes have to stop where they do. I don't get why the neckline on this one is so low. It just doesn't look good at all. And I believe the back of this one is white instead of stripes, which I just don't like at all, to be honest. I just think with this shirt, there's not even any redeeming factors. Next up, we've got the 2019-2020 home shirt. This is in elite. I've got to say, this is probably my favourite home shirt from the Adidas era. It's a very similar design to the 2021-22 shirt, but it's one of them I just think it works so well with the sponsor, the collar, and the cuffs. And of course, it was worn in that brilliant season where we finished 9th in the Premier League. And this is definitely a home shirt that holds a lot of memories for me. Next up, we've got the 2018-19 home shirt that won promotion to the Premier League in. And it's going in solid effort because it's not a bad shirt, but it could definitely be better. I've got to say, I quite like the thin stripes, to be fair, on this shirt. They're quite thinner than the other ones. I'd say my only issue is with the shoulders, how they're plain white instead of maybe stripes. But other than that, I think it's a solid effort. The sponsor works really well on this shirt. And it's probably my favourite of the season following the plate, so it's definitely got to go in solid effort. Another shirt going in solid effort is a 2017-2018 home shirt. I quite like when a home shirt does something a bit different. Of course, this one had quite a lot of black on it. And I always love the United home shirts when they have the black as a divider between the red and the white. I think there's definitely better home shirts that we've had in our history, but there's definitely worse. And this one, of course, was one most famous in that 4-2 victory at Hillsborough. And I've got to give a shout out to that sponsor, Teletext Holidays. That's quite unique. And it's quite refreshing, something different from gambling and betting. Next up is the 2016-2017 home shirt. It's going in elite. And I think with the 2019-2020 home shirt, I think this is definitely up there as my favourite Adidas home shirt. And of course, we wore this one in the 100-point League One title winning season. But I think this is a definition of a clean Sheffield United shirt. It's nothing too over the top, but it's nice and simple. And it just looks so clean and effective with the red and white stripes and the black shoulders. And I've got to say, not many shirts on this list can top that one. Next up, we've got the 2015-2016, which is our first addition to the average category. Look, I can see the vision, but in terms of a home shirt, it's not what a Sheffield United home shirt should look like. Obviously, it was done to commemorate our 125th anniversary as a football club, but if anything, this should have been a one-off kit or an away shirt. I actually quite like the shirt itself. It's just as a home shirt, I don't think it fits the bill. It's very classy. I do like the pinstripes and the old badge, but I just can't say it's anything better than an average home shirt. Next up, another shirt in the average category is 2014-2015. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure what's going on with the Adidas logo. I don't know why it's central. Maybe it would have looked better if the badge was central as well as the manufacturer's logo, but it just doesn't hit the mark for me. Other than that, it's not actually that bad of a shirt, to be fair, with the John Holland sponsor. It's one where I can see the vision, what they want to do, but it just doesn't quite pay off. So for me, it's going in average. The third shirt in a row going in average is this 2013-2014 home shirt. Until you get to of the shoulders, it's not a bad shirt at all, but I think the shoulders ruin it a bit with the full red. I just think them shoulders look a little bit out of place, of course, to the rest of the shirt with the stripes. And in fact that the badge and the manufacturer's logo are uneven just bugs me. Because you've got the badge there is normal, but then the manufacturer's logo on the left-hand side is a bit higher. I've got to give it some credit though, I do love a collar on a shirt, and I think this one is brilliant. But other than that, it's a bang average shirt. Next up, the fourth shirt in a row in average, a 2012-2013 home shirt. I think this might be the one and only time we've done a central badge, and I don't think it looks too bad to be fair. But it's the rest of the shirt that bugs me, to be honest. There's too much white, not enough red. And I feel like with this Sheffield United shirt, the red should be the centrepiece of the shirt. I think the white is taking too much attention up. Once again though, it does get a bit of credit for the colour. It's not a bad shirt, but overall it's nothing higher than average. For the 2011-2012 home shirt, I've gone for solid effort. It's a very solid effort, to be fair. The red and white stripes are the focal point. And I think this is one of the better efforts by Macron in that era, because I think in that era there was some very poor shirts, but I don't think this is one of them. And for me, it's pretty simple. It's what a Sheffield United shirt should look like. For the 2010-2011 home shirt, I've gone for utter dross. I mean, it's just a bit of a shambolic effort from Macron, to be fair. I've got a few issues with this shirt, including the collar. I don't know what's going on. And then my main issue is with the sponsor placement, not necessarily the sponsor itself. It's quite a cool sponsor, to be fair, but I don't get why it breaks the stripes instead of being on top of them. And then to cap it off, them white panels on the side just look so terrible. Overall, it's one of our worst home shirts. The 2009-2010 home shirt is going in average. This one isn't too much better than the 2010-2011, but it is just about. I think the collar definitely saves this shirt, as it is a bit average. Once again, I don't know why the stripes need to be split up with the sponsor, but I don't think it's too bad overall. Of course, the shoulders are red and the collar's red as well. But I think overall, it's lucky not to be an utter dross. Another one I think is lucky to miss out on utter dross is a 2008-2009 shirt. I mean, firstly, I don't know what's going on with the red panels at the top. Like I mentioned, I do quite like that Visit Malta sponsor, and I'm glad it hasn't brought the stripes this time. But there's not too much more I can say about this shirt. It's just about average, not utter dross. But I've got to say it's very lucky. For the 2007-2008 shirt, I've gone for solid effort. It's one of them shirts that's probably slap bang in the middle. It's not too bad, but it's not brilliant. I quite like what they've tried to do with that white on the shoulders. I don't think there was too bad shirts, to be fair, these Lecoq Sportif ones. And I think the Capital One sponsor on the shirt is quite clean. It suits this shirt. And I think it's one of them shirts, it's bang average, not too much more to say. For the 2006-2007 shirt, I've gone for average. To say this was a season we was in the Premier League, it's quite a poor shirt, to be fair. I think the body of it's alright, it's just the corners, as well as like these triangle effects. You can see it in the two bottom corners, and of course on the shoulders it's the same as well. I think if them lines weren't there, it'd be an alright shirt, but just make it look worse. Overall, it's bang average, not really much more to say. For the 2005-2006 home shirt, I've gone for solid effort. Of course, this is promotion season to the Premier League under Neil Warnock, and I've got to say I'm a big fan of this one. I think in terms of the white on the shoulder, it's something a bit different, but the red and white stripes are still a focal point. And what I mean by that is there's not too much flashy on the shirt, the red and white stripes are the main bit of it. And similar to that, the sponsor is alright, it's not too big, not too small, and I've got to say it works quite well with this shirt. For the 2004-2005 shirt, it's going in average. I think this is another one lucky to escape utter dross. I just think with the red and white stripes, it just looks a little bit uneven. I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it's a bad effort, to be honest. I just think it's a bit bland. And I'm not a massive fan of the red and white on the shoulders. You either make the shoulders red and white stripes, or you just do it red or white. I think one of the only things redeeming about this shirt is the sponsor. For the 2002-2004 home shirt, it's going in average as well. I've said this a few times with a few other shirts, but I don't like it when the stripes are split up. I'm not a massive fan of that white strip at the top where the badge and the manufacturer's logo are. I think if the stripes carried on to the top and then there was red shoulders, I wouldn't mind that. And it's one of them, I think it's very lucky not to be near the bottom. For the 2000-2002 home shirt, I put it in elite. And this is probably the best home shirt I don't actually have in my collection yet. I love the black collar on this, it makes it look so clean and classy. And then of course the sponsor is quite cool, Midas Games. And I just think overall, I love a shirt with the collar, it's a brilliant effort. And it's one that I definitely need to add to my collection soon. For the 1999-2000 home shirt, it's going in average. I'm not a massive fan of that collar, it's so rounded, it looks so tight. I don't think it's an awful shirt, but it doesn't offer too much. I quite like the concept of the blade sponsor, but I think it could be in design better, because I think this design of it looks a bit tacky. Overall, it's bang average, nothing more, nothing less. For the 1997-99 shirt, it's going in solid effort. This shirt is so close to greatness, it's just that collar that bugs me. I really like that this shirt has a collar, it's just the neckline that proper annoys me. I don't really get it all why it has to be that low, it's just so frustrating. But the body of the shirt is brilliant, I love that Ward sponsor and the old badge. Like I mentioned, with this shirt, it's just so close to greatness, it just doesn't hit the mark. But it is a brilliant effort by Lecoq Sportif. For the 1996-97 home shirt, it's going in solid effort. Once again, it's a solid enough shirt. I don't think it's the best shirt we've had, but it's not worst. Once again, the Ward sponsor for Sheffield United is just so iconic. And I think that pattern on the sleeves is just something a bit different, a bit out there. But overall, it doesn't ruin the shirt too much. It's a brilliant effort by Avec. This, however, by Avec is awful. It's utter dross. I mean, what are they thinking with this diamond design? It just doesn't hit the mark at all. I just think for a Sheffield United shirt, there's just way too much going on. I mean, a Sheffield United shirt is simple. It's red and white stripes. How can you get that so wrong? I get they're trying to make something a bit different to a bog standard shirt, but it doesn't hit the mark at all. The only things that half decent about the shirt is the sponsor and the collar. For the 1994-95 shirt, it's going in elite. It's so good. I just love everything about this shirt. Of course, Umbro Umbro made some brilliant shirts in the 90s for Sheffield United. I mean, that Labour sponsor is so iconic. It's got a collar, it's just so well proportioned. And I just love that old school badge, how it's in a shield. And I've got to say, I'm a massive fan of that panel where the sponsor is. It's a brilliant shirt, but not quite GOAT, which means the last shirt is in the GOAT category. And that is, of course, the final shirt of this video, the 1992-94 home shirt. I mean, look at that, it's absolutely gorgeous. This for me is my favourite ever football shirt, nothing's going to beat that. Starting off with the colour, of course, teams like Manchester United, I think Aston Villa had laces at one point. It's just something so different, so unique you haven't seen on a football shirt before. And I think Umbro made some brilliant shirts in the 90s for Sheffield United, and this is one of them. I just love the yellow on the manufacturer's logo and the sponsor, it just makes them stand out a whole lot more. And that Labour sponsor for Sheffield United is so iconic. Overall, for me, it's the best Sheffield United shirt of all time. And there we go, guys. As you can see on screen now, these are all 30 shirts ranked. But I'm really interested to hear your opinion, what you'd change, what you'd keep the same. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, leave this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.